Yeah, I mean, Advent Master Talent Scout that he is, just picking up players with very, very limited competitive experience and turning them into diamonds. Just finding the guys who are kind of floating around the Chinese scene a little bit. Game should be getting started here. Second semi-final of the IEM China closed qualifier. Let's see what this mixed team of Wings Up has for us on the T side of Nuke.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like they're running right at Amelia, who I believe has got the dually set up. Never mind. Amelia's over toward the A side. Either way, it's just utter demolition from Lynn Vision. Okay, kreaz showing us what he's got available, and
Ooh.
that's a nice shot indeed. So hold on a minute.
Yeah,
Might
that's
get
good
to
work.
see why he's been picked up for this roster, making a lot of noise going up and down the ladder and trying to bait westmelon in. So I think westmelon's called the bluff, and he's right behind kreaz with that P2000 in hand. It's the gun you'd want on the CT side in this situation. A little bit better than the USP, all things considered. Westmelon's trying to play with the crowd, see if he can get that information.
Kreaz making noise and shot in the side of the head. Lynn Vision. Look, it was a nice call on the pistol. Did stack the right side of the map, and the ramp setup definitely worked wonders, but has to be said, that got very close. Kreaz almost completing a 1v3 clutch to pick up the pistol for Wings Up. No bomb plant, though, going to make it very difficult to go for a force by round 2 here. And Wings Up going to take a tack timeout in the second round and have a little bit of a chat. Obviously, the language barrier going to mean that these 3 tactical timeouts that they can take in regulation are incredibly important, because that extra time to make sure that everyone gets on the same page is going to be much needed with the language barrier.
Yeah, well, I did say I listened to a podcast that featured kreaz. I think it was called In the Scope, something like that. And he was sort of discussing how things have been going with this Wings Up roster and what they've been up to and how they're communicating and stuff like that. He was saying that Gas speaks pretty much fluent English. He speaks perfect English almost. But the other two are a little bit, still up in the air. And I guess that's a little bit more difficult given the fact that LAN is the IGL, but maybe if anything push comes to shove, Gas can do a little bit of translating. Either way, we're not really going to see the force buy through in this one from Wings Up. They're just going to try the rush in toward the A side and try and do some damage, which doesn't really eventuate. 1 kill there is not enough. So all good.
Yeah,
Vision
4
get through
alive.
it.
CT side going to be quite comfortable with the start to this game. Still even a little bit of prep there for Wings Up going into for Lynn Vision rather, going into a game like this. Not taking things too lax. Definitely taking this IEM China closed qualifier quite seriously. And in previous times and in recent times rather, look, there's been multiple opportunities for a Chinese team to go to some of these S tier events, but this time IEM China closed qualifier, there will only be one. First gun round here for Wings Up. Working their way through outside. Wall of smoke's invested in. Sari's already made it across the secret. westmelon ready with the supportive flash from secret side, and out it goes.
Starry does a pretty good job there onto land. Gas will fall as well, but he does get spammed back through the smoke by kreaz. Still, he's done his job. 2 for 1. And one thing I will mention is, you're right that only one team can actually qualify from this qualifier, but I believe there is also a hero invite for IEM China, which hasn't been announced yet as to who that's going to go to. And you'd guess that if it's not Lynn Vision, it'll be Tyloo. If it's not Tyloo, it'll be Lynn Vision.
Most likely.
That makes sense. But
unless Steel Helmet.
I mean,
can you imagine?
Yeah, they might pop off, but
yeah,
I think there's obviously still every incentive to win the qualifier, just to make sure you've got that locked in.
This one maybe falling apart. kreaz doing some damage here. 2-on-1 retake. Bit dicey there. G wanting to hold on to the AWP. And obviously with westmelon only have $100. They want to drop him a weapon as well. So Zaka going to slink away hand in hand with G. But kreaz, one step ahead. Wanting to cut this rotation back into spawn side. Will he find Zaka? He's quite low. Zaka will take his head off. That's going to be an AK for Zaka. A little bit of an upgrade for him, but the T's in hot pursuit. The fact that they don't have much cash and they're dropping guns right and left, I'm not sure that hunt was worth it. Not used to the
Still
bomb
not
radius.
sure. Yeah, where that bomb radius is going. But look, what I will say at this point is kreaz is looking pretty dangerous.
Oh, for sure. I mean, him and Vlogus have got very solid rating in the last couple of months. So definitely doing damage in the Chinese scene here, as you'd expect. And kreaz, like you said, looking dangerous, already off to a good start. Only one player surviving means that this will be an early swing round here. Round number 4, 1900 loss bonus for both teams. Orc through door. G smoked off at the last second and will actually rotate down into lower. But look at this quick annex flick. westmelon trying to hold on from top part. Emilia's found a pick in the meanwhile.
Where even is Amelia with the Mag 7? Straight into hut. Has an AK now. That's a pretty big upgrade. It's going to be irrelevant though. Things will slow down for a moment as Lynn Vision do try to harass Wings Up. That's not really a very good smoke into Annex, but still doesn't matter. Gas is hitting shots. So it's G and Zaka to try to clutch this one out for Lynn Vision. Flash is going to go in to try to set Zaka up. Works out perfectly. Catches land. But still not enough to deny the bomb plant or to win the clutch. And so Lynn Vision, yeah, I mean, look, they're going to be struggling a little bit more here against Wings Up than what we see certainly between Tyloo and Steel Helmet. And that was kind of what we were hoping for. A little bit what we were expecting as well.
Ooh. These guns could make a difference. Actually going to exit ramp room side. I was going to say, given the fact that Wings Up lost all of their guns round previous, they could not afford to lose multiple rifles here again. So G will be allowed to save, and I dare say to be pistols around the AWP, but Wings Up win the swing round and even things up to a piece.
Yeah, it's a good start.
They're looking dangerous. Not minding what I'm seeing at all. We love a bit of gas. Obviously, Child King being on the substitute position right now. Definitely another Chinese rifler that can do some damage. So, you know, you've got him sitting on the bench. If anybody is not necessarily, you know, playing up to par.
For sure. Land's gone for the P90. So you can only imagine what that's going to mean. Running straight into G with the AWP, who is only able to strike for one. Zaka got another. It's not a bad start to the round for Lynn Vision. Info given, of course, though, where that AWP is, means that Wings Up are on their way.
These are the rounds where you have to work it out on the fly and where communication is going to be a premium, where your initial game plan doesn't go particularly well and you need to work things out on the fly. Wings Up. Pulling back to lobby side. kreaz, I mean, it's difficult in CS2 to jump up on the silo. Has to be said.
It is.
Not as easy as it used to be, but he's going to make it up there regardless. Flying, exploring outside, holding indoor. Logus, that's a freebie onto G. Can he be traded by these two pistolers crunching him on lobby side? He's completely out of ammo, and he will lose his AK.
Yeah, kreaz making a bit of noise there as well. The double swing, it didn't quite come through. I think Amelia was like making a beeline for the gun rather than taking the fight, but luckily westmelon got the kill anyway, and now it's on to Flying, who will just catch westmelon in transition, but Starry is waiting ever so patiently in the vent with the USP, hoping that Flying will collect the bomb and maybe drop down the vent. Or even if not, a good timing up the vent here could be a difference maker, and... oh, the timing's insane! That is absolutely nuts. And a pretty unfortunate loss for Wings Up.
And this is what I was talking about. Dropping all of those rifles on the T side is going to have a pretty profound effect on this T side economy. Getting ecoed cannot be afforded in this position. Only one gun coming through for Lynn Vision. I dare say Wings Up without the loss bonus are almost certainly going to force into this one. So we end up in yet another swing round situation. Starry, the only one with cash, the only one to survive. They're not actually double eco here, but the reset potential on the CT side is incredibly juicy.
They got their little ESL hand warmers, I think. Must be cold. Is it cold in China? Yeah, I think it's cold in China at the moment. It's winter over there. Or going into. It's autumn. Shanghai is where this is being played. And if I remember correctly, from my experiences in Shanghai and around December, it usually is pretty cool, pretty cold, pretty chilly. So could be getting there.
Big important round here. Already 2 timeouts taken by Wings Up. They are indeed going to force Flying. I would like him to buy at a pistol. He's got a grand and he has only rolled out a swarm with a Glock. So clearly thinking about other things. Quick wall of smoke on outside invested in. Lan already crossing into secret. Nade nuking open the smoke but doesn't catch any of the T's crossing and doesn't see anyone from Wings Up. So they will be allowed to creep down secret. No CTs rotating down there because Lynn Vision hasn't actually seen any Ts. They nuked open the smoke, maybe giving themselves a bit of a misread on what's happening here. Only now is Zaka starting to float down into Megaton and try to cross to the side, but already the Ts are in windows.
Lots of noise. But Lynn Vision, not sure what's going on because Wings Up haven't committed to anything yet. It is going to be the B side.
For the plant here.
Oh, it's going to be made harder by that kill from Zaka, though. The creep out from Kreaz. That'll be dealt with for G, who gets a helping hand as well from westmelon. So it was looking okay for a moment there from Wings Up. Kreaz, you know, given the duty with that AK to try to open it up, but didn't quite end up happening.
And here we have Flying with $1,000. Could have bought himself a pistol. Has armor. And went for a big late lurk on through outside, but unfortunately, I was going to say, probably not going to have very much impact, but G, without any head armor, that's an AWP picked up by Flying, knows that westmelon is close right, and hits the flick onto Starry, but will still get cleaned up, and although Lynn Vision only survived with 2 players, they will break the T-side economy.
It's 2 more kills than you'd expect a Glock player to get, though. So it does hurt the CT economy a little more.
Up and was certainly put on an eco, and Lynn Vision in a good position now. Need a good clean anti-eco here to build up the CT side cash and try to have a much more solid half of Nuke than what it started as. Wings Up were definitely making moves, but I think they've kind of missed their reset window now, so they'll have to do this the hard way.
Once again, G toward ramp room. Good to sort of keep a note of what his positions end up looking like. Is he going to be mobile with the AWP, or is he just going to anchor that ramp room? westmelon, got to be very careful here. Oh, but they've all lined up for him. And even Starry able to chime in there with one in the meanwhile over toward Annex, I think it was. But that is, yeah, that's exactly what you need. The MP9 would have been traded out for the M4, and happy days.
Yeah. So pretty much everything's surviving. Yeah, a bit of a tech issue. We'll sort that out. But as we stand here, Lynn Vision up 5-2. Should have at least 1 buy on the CT side in the back pocket. And now Wings Up have a little more time to consider how they want to approach their next buy. Got to probably put 1 or 2 good gun rounds in before they can start to put pressure on that CT side economy. Interesting seating position. Blockers in the middle. I believe it's Flying next to him, Gas on the other side, which means kreaz is on one end and Lan is on the other end, if I'm not mistaken. So your IGL over on one side.
Yeah, that's a bit strange.
Usually you wouldn't have the IGL on the end.
Yeah, I see some teams who do it. I know Greyhound is another one actually that does that. I believe Alistair sits in the middle, and then Inns is like one of the, like at the second or the third, sort of next to the middle. If that makes sense. Second or fourth,
Gas,
I should say.
interestingly enough, is sitting directly between the 2 English speakers.
Could be for a reason.
If they need to talk to him and get him to say, like, translate something, maybe.
Yep.
Actually wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because you can literally just tap him and go, hey, can you get his attention?
It was something that was brought up in that conversation that I was listening to, where kreaz was sort of saying, like, yeah, generally speaking, the comms in game are pretty all right, but sometimes the Chinese players do sort of just relay stuff in Chinese, which is obviously not great if you're not a Chinese speaker, right? Because you've just got absolutely no idea what's going on.
Are they talking about me?
This
Are they
Swedish
making
guy
fun of
came
my
over
whiff?
I mean, to be fair, kreaz is kind of carrying them at the moment, so
Yeah.
in this
Don't
game, he's
talk
doing
smack.
really, really well.
Yeah. I'm not quite getting the sense that it's going to be enough for Wings Up, though, just yet. See how the next couple of gun rounds go. But at the moment, Lynn Vision looking like a solid, well-oiled unit, as we were expecting from them. And we're seeing flashes from Wings Up. Definitely still that skilled core of Chinese players with, look, a bit of international flavor, but I'm not really convinced that it's better or worse, really, than their initial lineup was.
Yeah, I suppose that is a question that we're going to have to answer in a few months' time. I think right now you definitely say, yeah. I mean, short-term gain probably would have had you staying with the Chinese team, but long-term gain, I don't know. Yeah, it's a really tricky question. I think the issue is that we've never really seen an EU-China mix work. The only real mix that ever worked between China and any other region was the China-Indonesia mix between Bentet X-Curate and then the Tailu core. And that was a top 10 team in the world at one point. That was the best an Asian team has ever been. But
even
you had
they...
Bentet who spoke Chinese.
Oh, I think he was
Mandarin.
learning Chinese or doing the best he could.
Yeah, he had a reasonable. I feel the way in my head he had a reasonable comprehension of it. I don't believe X-Curate had much. But yeah, that might have been the only time we've ever really seen like a China X whatever mixed team really properly work.
And even they were dysfunctional at times.
Yeah, that's true.
Aggressive AWP in hut here for G. After the long, drawn-out pause, where Wings Up must make an adaptation and change up their approach in this next gun round. Wall of smoke comes across outside, denying vision to both Starry and Zaka. Land making steps outside of Annex will be heard. Nade gets thrown into the smoke, trying to create a timing window where Land can potentially get abused. In fact, they double nade the smoke, trying to catch him on the cross, but he's patient.
Yeah, he's wise to that trick. Although the smoke's now starting to fade, so he's kind of missed his window, and westmelon sort of floating around in no man's land in what amounts to really be an off angle, does catch Land off G with some success in the hut by the looks of things there as well on the kill feed, and that round's just disappeared for Wings Up. Absolutely nothing going for them.
It's disruptive play for Lynn Vision, nading open the smokes, getting on a deep info line, AWP line straight in towards the side of hut. It's very clear that they want to put Wings Up into uncomfortable positions and give them complex problems that they must solve on the fly, which is the ultimate disadvantage of a mixed nationality team, really.
Yeah, a really intelligent round as well from Lynn Vision. You could sort of tell what they were trying to go for with those nades on outer. They let the smoke sort of bloom for as long as it needed to, and then the first nade comes through. You let that sort of build up, break down.
Oof.
And then the second nade comes through, and by the time the smokes really start to rebuild themselves off the nades, it's actually started to
You're
fade.
out of time. You missed
So
the window.
you basically kind of cut. I don't know how long it is actually that the nade, like from the point it blows up to the point that the smoke is fully realized again. But you probably cut like 6 to 8 seconds off of the smoke, which is a pretty substantial margin when you're trying to make the play that Land is trying to make.
Yep. Wall of smokes across outside. Pistols and armor. It is a simple combination, but very effective if used correctly. Smoke's getting disrupted. But again, no T's caught on the cross. Once again, Land's made it down ahead of the rest of the boys. He's gone and taken some Windows control. The rest of Wings Up getting spammed through the smoke quite heavily. westmelon is on a bloody tear this game. Holy cow.
IGL, by the way.
He's just everywhere where the T's want to go, and he is looking confident. If we see this kind of westmelon tomorrow against Tailu, I don't think that they're feeling too safe about that spot in IEM China.
Yeah, he learned from the Xiasaga school of IGLing, which is get all the frags yourself. kreaz and Blogus, the two new additions to this Wings Up unit. to see if they can cause a little bit more damage in this round. Economic damage would definitely be nice. Lynn Vision have been having a pretty cruisy time so far through this CT side. I think Amelia's heard kreaz at this point as well.
See the mechanics on point. It's cutting down the angles, pre-aiming everywhere where he'd expect the CT to be, working his way back towards T-Red, but not really given an opportunity. Anticipating a player backside a warehouse trying to cut that annex rotation. Has he spotted out the barrel there?
I think Amelia might have made a step, but
Not to be.
either way, I guess not.
Lost alive. Can't quite catch
Oh!
whoever Zaka on the cross. And there you go. 7-2. Wings up. Struggling to put in work on this T side. They won 2 rounds in a row early on in the first 4 and opened up a reset window. And look, that's about where it ended. Lynn Vision, complete dominance from them. westmelon is on a tear. And the money has built up quite substantially for the CT side. The objective now for Wings Up really moves toward trying to chip in a couple of rounds at the end of this T half if they can.
Yep. The 2 coaches of each respective team looking to have a pretty serious chat. Gum, of course, from Lynn Vision, seen a fair bit from him. And on the side of Wings Up, 8-1-3. Bit of an OG. Been around the block. Never really a huge name when it came to Chinese Counter-Strike.
I think a lot of Chinese coaches tend to kind of fly under the radar for the most part.
Yeah.
Even of the top tier rosters.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think if you would ask most people, you know, who's the coach of Tai Lu, they probably wouldn't be able to tell you.
More tech pauses, just sorting out teething issues. I think Kami is a rare kind of example of a coach in China, though. Majority of coaches you do see in the Chinese scene, coaches and management, tend to be, you know, 30 plus and tend to be people who I think probably come from 1.6 background, most likely. But Kami, obviously, are much younger.
Is it 19 or 20?
He's 22 now, I think.
Yeah, right. I think he was 19 when he joined the team.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
was the thing.
Which is quite rare. That's somebody who's clearly dedicating themselves specifically to that role. It's not their follow-up. Once again, disruption here for Lynn Vision. Hot flash over the top. Starry trying to pop through the wall of smoke, and he's found land straight through it. Wings up. Just can't get anything rolling here. Nade nuking open the smoke, but finally some aggression punished by Wings Up and answer.
Yeah, Starry's wondering what he should do at this point. One flash goes through to outer, so he can have a little bit of a peek, but kreaz is watching from the top of Annex now. westmelon, though, catching Blogus and kind of punishing him for the staying on the same line. There is at least one trade to come back, but it is still Lynn Vision that are looking more successful in the exchange on outer.
Bombs dropped on outside. This is where Flying has to activate as that lobby player. But he's really, I feel, as the lurker, having very little impact most of the time. Tends to not be getting the right rotation timing. And kreaz 1-on-3. It's doable with a nice little spray, long range like that. westmelon thinking about nading open that smoke. Actually, no, he wasn't in the close annex position. Zaka down the vent now. Trying to cut the rotation to lower. Don't know if he's heard that footstep or not. At the crosshair placement, well and truly on point. So kreaz denied an opportunity at a 1-on-3. And right now, it feels like unless he kills the majority of Lynn Vision, Wings Up are not getting around.
Yeah, the issue, though, kind of starts to crop up a little bit now that kreaz he's getting a few kills, but a lot of them are coming at the end of the round when he's sort of in the 1vx, and unfortunately that's not really going to get you too far. Yeah, you might be able to clutch 1 or 2 rounds, but probably want to be seeing some kills earlier on in the round to have some kind of impact before the rest of the team does go down. Faster play from Wings Up here, or at least an attempt at it. It's just not worked. Gas and kreaz both go down. The rest of the team kind of stuck in lobby behind all the util that was tossed by Lynn Vision. So good protocols on that CT side, stopping Wings Up from really getting anything done early on in the piece.
Suck up. Playing around his own smoke here. Doesn't have any support on ramp room initially. And going to lead the charge through the smoke. Does create enough space for flying to trade. And G, just playing the numbers. Playing it safe in this 4-on-2. Conceding that ramp control. Bloggers trying to get this plant down. But denied by westmelon, who is 20 bombing in 10 rounds.
Looking for a little bit more now as well. Flying's on 1 HP. Surely this is westmelon's kill every day of the week. There's 22 out of 11.
2 kills around.
Yeah, 2 kills around. That's pretty insane. He's on for a 30 bomb. Keeps this up. I think at that point you'd probably need to see Wings Up grab a couple of rounds just so he had some extra time to play with.
Initial collateral for G. Does a lot of damage and pretty much hamstrings Wings Up before the round even really gets started. Last round here for Wings Up to put anything together on this T side of their map pick. Knew that they would have to start T side of Nuke. It's their pick in the series here. But the approach is going to be once again wall of smokes across the outside that have been disrupted since day dot by Lynn Vision. Amelia aggressive in hut. In the meanwhile, Lynn Vision once again nading open the smoke and aggressing into radio and ramp at the same time. That HE looked like it would be good to actually catch Lan creeping down into secret, but he's made it across.
Zach is on T roof. Oh, has he been hurt? Nope. Well, now he has. Did he not see flying? It's a bit of a 4x3 going on there, maybe. I'm not sure. But either way, that seemed like it should have been a sure thing for Lynn Vision. In this case, not. Here's kreaz having a little bit more of an impact earlier on in the round, and that is certainly starting to put some pressure back on Lynn Vision.
Lan's been down in secret this whole time in a bit of a standoff with westmelon, who's made his way back up the vent and pushed straight into lobby. Flying once again. Isolated in the lurk position, and Amelia catching one on the cross. Turns around the numbers advantage.
Yeah, that's really bad now for Wings Up. How do you retrieve that bomb?
kreaz isn't even going for it.
Well, he's in such a powerful position that he really wants to try to make an impact, but someone's got to get the bomb inevitably, especially when there's less than 30 seconds on the clock. So he has to drop down, make noise. And as a result, Amelia is going to get all that info and make it an easy kill for himself. westmelon drops. No 2 kills in this round for him. But Amelia will finish it off. So that's the end of the half. 9-10 even to 2, I should say, for Lynn Vision. They are making it look easy right now on Nuke. Well, quite the speedy first half. I mean, it always tends to be these days with MR12, kind of catching me off guard still. But 10-2 scoreline there for Lynn Vision. They really didn't have any difficulties getting through Wings Up. The first, 4 rounds maybe looked competitive, Pilsey, but beyond that, well, we really saw westmelon activating 23-6. What a disgusting half from him.
Yeah. And now throwing the util for the boys to run straight outdoor. It's a quick one straight into upper, and that's a double entry for Amelia.
Yeah, it might be 3, actually. He looks for more, certainly. Doesn't quite get it in the end. But job's been done by Lynn Vision, and kreaz and Flying are going to try and do what they can. kreaz trying to take the fight, knows that he kind of needs to do something, and does actually. He has continually been the bright spot of hope for his squad, but Flying will allow Lynn Vision down into the B site, and so that'll be an easy bomb plant. Unless they decide to go back up.
Yeah, they go back into uppers.
With the...
Yeah, Zach is hanging around in the vent. G, I think, has heard these footsteps, so he's just cutting this rotation. Very intelligent positioning from him, and I don't believe that kreaz ever checks that. He is so aware. Able to find G. Surely can't win this 1-on-2. Got to fly up the ladder.
No.
Knife out for westmelon. The disrespect from this man right now. He is hamming up the crowd.
I can't believe that. I mean, look, I guess in the context, you're up 10-2, but that was such a losable round.
That was losable, for sure. The left clicks as well. The left clicks.
Whatever. I respect it. A bit of showmanship, especially when you're playing in front of your home crowd. You want to be winning as many fans as you possibly can going into tomorrow.
Yeah, he's feeling himself, and I respect it. Either way, Wings Up. It's a dire situation. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We'll get a round 2 force buy out. Max 7, Scout, MP9s, making it work so far. 2 kills for Wings Up.
Sometimes it do be like that. westmelon's not dead yet, though. Mustari's about to be. He just wants to take the fight against the... He's already been tagged by the scout. He wants to take the fight anyway. Let's see what Zaka can do. This nade, it'll chunk a little. Or, well, it really was a little. westmelon, he'll have a timing here.
He's still alive.
This is where you get to the 30s.
6.
Almost.
Yeah. Almost, yeah. Get himself nice and close. He's exploring CT spawn. Learning about counter-terrorist culture. Seeing what kind of guns they like to buy. Makes his way in towards ladder base.
Mag 7 on an angle like that.
You'll never see it.
Why as it goes up to heaven? No one's
Is
watching
no
it.
one watching heaven? Okay, Flying's kind of aware.
Kind of. He's got too much to watch, though. Ah, luckily, gets the timing right. So, any chance in the round pretty much gone by the wayside now.
Yeah, for Wings Up now, they got to scavenge themselves some weapons. Like, they've won this round, undoubtedly. Oh, that's a MP9 taken out of the equation. And a chance for another gun. But you'd love to see Gas and Land be able to upgrade if they can. Try to find some rifles out on the map. Not sure if that's going to be a possibility. And Zaka opting to hold onto his AK and armor into the next round. Third round for Wings Up. And a much needed round. These CT side comebacks, though, from 11-3 down, you'll never see it happen. Almost never.
Oh, this hand warmer's like a little bit of a fidget toy as well.
Yeah. Multi-purpose tool, some might say. Attack timeout, I believe, once again. Not sure for which side. If it's Wings Up, that'll be their third and last of the game. Lynn Vision, not sure that they've had to use any. Mostly the westmelon go kill plan has been good.
westmelon just says to himself, yeah, mate, go kill.
Yeah.
Everyone else, have a break. I'll do
Time
it all.
to dome some melons. Zaka with the hero rifle saved over from the previous and the rest of Lynn Vision forcing around it. All the smoke across outside. Looks like they're going to try to cross the secret and then maybe try to pinch lowers with a ramp contact.
Yeah, 2 players toward the ramp side, although flying is moving away. Logus has a real opportunity to find a couple there, but Starry's a bit too good with the headshot on the Deagle. And so now the pressure's starting to come through. Flying, scrambling. Runs a little bit too far around that corner and starts to get a bit awkward now for Wings Up because they're losing map control. Lynn Vision are thinking about going back to A.
All the rotations down into lower. Kreaz quite aware though. Sprinting out through Rafter, but with land going down and the vent rotation being cut right now, Lynn Vision feeling very comfortable about this lowers after plant.
Yeah, look, I guess it's only fair, right? Wings Up was able to win themselves a force buy in the previous round, and Lynn Vision are going to do it right back to them. You get one each. Of course, that's ultimately going to favor Lynn Vision quite substantially, assuming they do end up sealing the deal. But I really don't see Wings Up being able to make this retake work, and Starry catching gas off by progressing along the angle. So it's really up to Kreaz here just to save his gun and his defuse kit.
See if he can get an exit or two. Starry goes looking towards top side of secret. And spots out Kreaz. Going to group up with the rest of the boys and actually try to... Are they just saving in secret? Yeah, I don't think they're interested in challenging this A1S. 12-3 for Lynn Vision. Look, we were hoping for a more competitive game than in the first series, and we're not being delivered such. Wings Up just not really present in the server in their own map pick.
Oh, it might even actually be a less competitive game than the previous, which is hard to imagine considering how dominant Tyloo was there, but 13-4 was the result in both of their maps, and well, we're well on our way to a 13-3. A shake of the head there from Blogus, and a bit of a tap of the head there from Zaka onto Amelia. But when all said and done, Vision, I think, are not too bothered by the proceedings so far. She's going to get that opener onto land, and you can just tell Lynn Vision want to get this one over and done with the pace that they're moving through this round.
Yeah, ramp rush against pistols is supreme confidence. CT scrambling to get in position down in lower. Kreaz has already made his way over to windows. The doors get swung open, and Amelia takes 2 on 4 for the game now for Wings Up.
Not going to happen, mate. I really don't see it. Gas and flying. Gas in particular just hasn't been able to really get rolling at all on this map. Gas and land kind of going missing. 7 kills between them. And so flying alone, 1 on 4. Time's really ticked away from him as well. This is a foregone conclusion. It's a victory lap for Lynn Vision, and they kind of know it. You hear all the spam. Going straight through that smoke, and, well, Starry straight through the smoke as well. He'll die, but it won't matter. Flying, putting together a nice couple of kills at the back end there, but we all knew where that was going. So did Lynn Vision, and so did the Chinese fans. It's just a smattering of an applause around as the dominant 13-3 is secured, and 25 kills is where westmelon will end that map. It doesn't quite get to the 30, but if we're talking in Counter-Strike 2 terms,